This is your first entry into politics.
No, actually, I ran for student body president and won in high school. I'm one for one.
You know, there's candidates that run, and I was kind of shocked when I first found out about candidates that have the same ideals, the same desires that you're expressing here to get into politics, and particularly at the national level. It's one thing when it's local or state, but at the national level, politics is so vicious, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I've talked to politicians who got in with the same ideals and just turn and get back out, because it's not a matter of wanting to change. The system won't allow change. And particularly, these were actually politicians that ran under one party or the other. To go in as independent almost dooms you about trying to accomplish anything, because a lot of people know, everybody knows, when you get in, you got to decide which side you want to be on, one or the other. And you can try to stay independent, and you may have a desire to stay independent, but my conversations with other politicians say that you don't get anything done as an independent. So you got to decide which way you want to align with. So I'm wondering how, or I'm hoping that you have some knowledge of this craziness that you're trying to get into. And I'm just wondering, how are you planning on dealing with the level of politics that's played at the national level?
And Mr. Morris, I appreciate that question. First of all, I think it's important to know that some people get into politics to do something, and some people get into politics to be something. My opponent has clearly made his choice. Kevin McCarthy is the House Majority Whip. He was the first freshman in the state legislature to be the leader of his party's caucus. He's become important. He has chosen to be someone. I want to do something. And one of the things I want to do is represent my district. And I don't care which party puts me into which nice office on Capitol Hill. That doesn't matter to me. I'll work in the garage. I've worked in worse places. I also think it's important to know that my opponent, Kevin McCarthy, who's been in Congress for almost 6 years now, has authored one bill since he has been in Congress. One bill, which actually became law. And that was a bill to rename the post office in honor of Buck Owens. I think I can do better than that. I think any of us could do better than that, having 6 years to serve and having all that power. I also think it's important to note that one of the most common complaints I have heard from other constituents is, he never calls me back, he never writes back, he doesn't answer, he doesn't listen. I think that's terrible. As a journalist, I would have been fired in a minute if I never called people back. The best stories that I got were from people I didn't know, who would call me up out of the blue and say, I got